This is the Fifth Estate's Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize the headlines that you may have missed this morning, but we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 23rd of July 2021. I am AX.
I am GK.
And I'm Mo.
In case you missed the headlines, here they are. The Daily Nation. 2 judges arrested in cash drama.
Oh, poor them.
The Standard. Surprise police raid on judges' chambers.
Ooh.
And The Star. Courier kicked out. RUTO supporters anxious in UDA.
Oh, wow. So before I start us off, I'd like to, welcome you, GK, to the panel. Welcome.
Asante sana.
GK.
Thank you very much.
All right, so today I would like to discuss the headlines of The Nation and The Standard. Both discuss the raid on Justices Muchalule's and Chitembwe's chambers. And while I sympathize with their ordeal and empathize with their humiliation, I must also ask a question. Is it a coincidence that one of the justices who was raided was one of the 6 cited for impropriety? In early June 2021, when President Kenyatta declined to appoint 6 judges, the Court of Public Opinion found him guilty of politicking in the court of law. When President Kenyatta informed us of the impropriety, the Court of Public Opinion dismissed his evidence. And now, when one of 6 cited for impropriety, Justice Chitembwe, was raided by the police, is it a coincidence? Yes, it's a coincidence. According to Wayne Dyer, in mathematics, 2 angles that are said to coincide fit together perfectly. The word coincide does not describe luck or mistakes. It describes that which fits perfectly together. And the raid of Justice Chitembwe was a coincidence. It is 2 angles fitting together perfectly. The learned justice has a history that pays homage to the quote, "Justice is blind until a judge gives it eyes."
Wow.
In 2009, he was accused of abuse of power in his tenure as corporation secretary in the NSSF. In 2014, he was barred by DCJ William Ouko, then serving on the Court of Appeal, from determining the disputed possession of a petrol station, the only one barred from doing so. And in 2016, he made a judgment that some have argued clawed back the protections that the Constitution and law extend to children. Not to mention his apparent friendship with Muchalule, who is more known for his corruption than he is for his judicial record.
Indeed.
Clearly, this learned justice's judicial career is as suspect as a dark alleyway with a free sweets sign. And this was the man raided by detectives. This is 2 angles fitting together perfectly. The raid is also proof that President Kenyatta is right to be reticent and wait. It is the truth demonstrated for the public to see. Truth that the Court of Public Opinion can neither ignore nor dismiss. In a word, it is vindication. And to paraphrase the words of Abraham Lincoln, truth is generally the best vindication against slander.
Fantastic,
Thank
AX.
you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
For me, that Star headline today has sparked a thought in my mind.
Of course.
Okay, that is, what if we have failed to understand the true nature of the Kiamba by-election? What if Kiamba was not the game of primary thrust,
Okay.
but rather a misdirect?
Tell us more.
In magic, misdirection is a form of deception where the performer draws the attention of the audience to one thing to distract them from the real trick. So what was the real trick in Kiamba last week? In my humble opinion, it comes from the mantra, lose the battle, but win the war.
True words.
Is it possible that Kiamba was the battleground and 2022 is the war? Was the by-election loss a scheme to sow seeds of chaos within the DP's backyard? Let me explain with a story from none other than the Bible. In the book of Judges, chapter 20, a deep conflict was drawn between the Israelites and the Benjamites. On day 1, 20,000 Israelites were killed on the battlefield. Then they asked the Lord, shall we go up again to battle against the Benjamites, our brothers? The Lord answered, go up against them. The next day, 18,000 Israelites were killed. At this point, the Benjamites were becoming overconfident. So the Lord changed plans. he ordered 10,000 Israelites to face the Benjamites. The aim of the Israelites was to draw them away from the city of Gibeah because that is where the real battle was going to take place. This was the misdirect.
Okay.
Once in Gibeah, the soldiers destroyed the city and lit a fire to show that the job was done. And every single Benjamite was killed, without exception. What is my point here? Kiambaa was a strategic defeat, and the loss has allowed UDA to become overconfident.
Yes.
It has allowed President Uhuru to sneak troops into the city just like God had instructed the Israelites. And his troops are Kikuyus. Professor Mutahi Gunyi always says that you cannot buy a Kikuyu, you can only rent one. It means that a Kikuyu is like a mercenary. They will be loyal to the one who pays best. But this is a lie. When the time comes, they will vote with their Kikuyu hearts. And the Star headline reminds us of this fact. The presence of Kuria is making the deputy president anxious. And we must remember, this is days after Gigi Kuria, Moses Kuria's brother, shook hands with the president. Remember this simple fact. You cannot buy a Kikuyu. You can only rent one.
Excellent message. Absolutely fantastic.
Certainly cannot buy a Kikuyu. I like that quote from Prof. Fantastic. Right, so the headlines this last week have been all too uninspiring for me.
Absolutely.
Agree?
Yep.
Instead, I would like to talk about President Kenyatta's silence. It is intentional. It's no secret that the president has been silent about the state of politics in the country. Meanwhile, his deputy and his chief mouthpiece, a certain Madira MP, have been making their rounds on television and radio, pleading to everyone that will listen to them. Their thesis? They've been wronged, or picked their party because Jubilee did not fulfill its promises. Oh, and the best one, they're pointing a finger saying, by deed and character, Jubilee is in ODM.
Excellent
Where
impression.
do they get this stuff?
Fantastic.
In fact, someone grabbed them a tissue. The adage in Kenyan politics has always been to use language to win over an electorate or attack a political opponent at every corner. Bad mouthing. But allow me to draw from the book of Proverbs 29:11 that says, a fool lets fly with all his temper, but a wise person keeps it back.
Amen.
Okay.
So let us ask the question, has anyone considered silence as a more effective tool in seducing people? Shh. Abraham Lincoln once said, the more a man speaks, the less he is understood. The use of silence as a rhetorical strategy has been in use by politicians for quite some time now. Barry Brummett's thoughts on rhetorical silence as a political strategy is that silence is wholly intentional and aimed at the public. We suggest that the country has expected the president to have an opinion on the loss of the recent by-elections. Yet, he's not at any point hit back at all the criticism. Instead, he's been handing out title deeds in Kilifi.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He recently unveiled the first locally manufactured malaria rapid diagnostic kit.
Yes, he did.
And he commissioned 2 key projects at the Konza Technopolis. As you can see, he is a busy man. If any of you is expecting the president to say anything, sorry, he won't. Deal with it, people. Lastly, I leave you with another quote that speaks to the law of silence. Speak little. Say only what you must. Speak only when necessary. Your oratory should be deeds, not words. You accomplish. Let others talk. President Uhuru, keep developing the country.
Amen.
Fantastic moment.
Gachagua,
And you know, silence has several advantages and
Yes,
strategies.
it does.
It also tells you who is loyal and who is not, because people have to interpret what you're thinking.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a 3-part criteria that we use to judge the headlines for you. We ask ourselves 3 questions. Is the headline topical or speculative? Is it repetitive or groundbreaking? Or is it thoughtful or just plain lazy? So I'll repeat the headlines for you guys.
Please
The
do.
Daily Nation, 2 judges arrested in cash drama. The Standard, surprise police raid on judges' chambers. And the Star, Kuria kicked out RUTO supporters anxious in UDA. What do you guys think?
to be quite honest, I'm very disappointed by The Nation and The Standard. It reminds me of students who are saying, let me copy your homework, but like make it a little bit different, you know? Like it's not that hard to come up with a different title or focus on a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like The Nation a little because of the drama part. I think the phrasing, 2 judges arrested in cash drama, it picks me. I want to buy that article.
Okay.
After I read it, I'm not satisfied, but I want to buy it. That's the point.
Okay.
GK, you're a bit too kind. I maintain lazy, capital L, lazy.
Okay.
I mean, but also, Mo, you were also very, as you were referencing the kind of projects the president has been unveiling in the last week, you have identified things that the Nations and the Standard and the Star could have also covered.
Yeah, guys,
so,
come on.
I mean, according to our criteria, I feel like we have to throw out all the papers.
Fine, you may throw out all the
Fine.
Yes.
All right, fine.
Okay, now on to the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country, where we also have a 3-part criteria to break the cartoons for you. We ask ourselves, is it humorous or dry? Is it satirical or pessimistic? Or is it effective or just plain lazy? So today we have a dead heat between the Daily Nation and the Standard. So I will do my best to describe the Daily Nation, which is quite obvious. Okay. So there's a racing track with the Olympic labels, the rings, and a Kenyan is hurdling through the rings, and he says the Olympic spirit lives on. So for those of you who do not know, the Olympics are commencing today, 23rd of July in Japan. They will be the quietest Olympics ever, but as a Kenyan, I love the Olympics. It makes me proud to feel Kenyan.
Yeah.
So, I like the cartoon. What do you guys think?
I mean, okay, before I give my thoughts, I would like to, from all of us here at Fifth Estate, wish our national athletes congratulations, good luck, do us proud, have fun, enjoy Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the cartoon?
Oh, I think it's well said. It's very obvious.
I like
it's
this.
Very obvious.
Yeah.
Very obvious.
Somebody actually thought for once.
Okay. Okay. And the Standard, Mo, take us through it.
So in the Standard, you can see virus, a family of viruses,
That's
and
the virus thing,
it's like a wave of viruses, and then it's like we're on the beach chilling, saying YOLO, and apparently the fourth wave is upon us. Do you really believe a fourth wave is upon us?
Wait first.
Well, it's not about belief, but it's.
If the Nation was obvious, the Standard is 10 times more obvious.
Okay, but equally, I would like to commend them for the pun, because the person in the cartoon is on a beach and it's the fourth wave. You get it? It's the fourth wave.
I think matters COVID. They make effort. Yeah, matters politics. Nah, go back to school. So
So who is it? Is it the Daily Nation, or is it the Standard, or is it neither?
I'm for the Standard.
I'm for the Standard as well.
And my vote doesn't matter, but I'm for the Daily Nation. But the Standard has it. There you go. So in a day when we had no winning headline and a winning cartoon from the Standard, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on your TV screens. Find us on Pang, Free to Air, GoTV, and StarTimes. Thank you so much for watching.
Good night.